Welcome to BluTalks.
So how many of you have a really big, next level, life-changing goal or desire that you would love to manifest in the next 6 months to 1 year? Somebody say, I do. Amazing. So how many of you who did raise your hand actually feel like you're stuck or like there's some sort of block or belief that's stopping you from having already created that in your life right now? And just raise your hand or say, that's me. Amazing. So for those of you who are sitting here today, I'm going to be sharing 3 shifts that have really helped me to transform the way that I see manifestation and to really help me create those really big next level goals. Because I'm not sure about you, but how many of you are really tired of just being able to manifest the small things like parking spots or discounts on things, but you feel like you're stuck when it comes to really creating those big next level goals? Right, so I'm going to be sharing those 3 shifts today, but before I do, would it be okay with you if I just share a little bit about my story? So for those of you who haven't heard it before.
Sure.
Awesome. So my name's Mel. I'm a manifestation and embodiment coach and a spiritual teacher. And about 10 years ago, life did not look like this at all. I was over $100,000 in debt. I was an atheist. I had no big goals or dreams for my life, and I was completely happy just working in a restaurant and then partying my life away after work. I really didn't have goals because I didn't know that anything bigger than that was even possible for me. So I wasted a lot of my life just drinking and hanging out with my friends, not doing anything. So I remember one day I had a girlfriend call me. And she asked me if I wanted to go for a coffee. And I had maxed out credit cards, maxed out lines of credit. I had minus $500 in my account. And I was literally looking through the couch cushions trying to find $1.78 so that I could go for coffee. And I didn't find it. So I had to make up some sort of excuse as to why I couldn't go for coffee. And I left my house and I started going for a walk. And I just remember the thoughts that would constantly be going through my head at that time were, what is wrong with me? How come I'm not where I want to be yet? How am I going to fix this? How am I going to make enough to pay my rent this month? And it was just this loop that was constantly just consuming me. I felt like anxiety, crippled by anxiety every single day of my life. And it was just what was constantly going through my head. And as I was walking that day, this homeless gentleman walks up to me and he says, hey man, do you have $1? And without even thinking, I look at him and I say, I have $100,000 debt. I have no idea how I'm going to pay my bills this month. I don't know how I'm going to buy groceries. You have more money than I do. Do you have $1? And he goes, oh, shoot, yeah, sorry. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out $1 and he gives it to me. And then he skips off with a smile on his face. And I was standing there so confused because he somehow was happier than I was. And I just took $1 from a homeless person. So that was a really defining moment in my life where I needed to sit down and figure out what was I doing here that was keeping me so stuck. And how many of you have felt stuck in your life before? Like no matter how hard you try, you just cannot get out of this hole that you've dug yourself into, right? So fast forward a few years and I did all of the personal development. I was reading all the books. I was working with the top mentors and coaches and going more into debt, trying to figure it out. And one day I was holding my phone and somehow the notifications that come down on your phone, I clicked on one by accident and this video on YouTube started playing. And it was a guy called Chris Duncan, who I hadn't heard of before. But I was really captivated by the video. So I start watching it, and he said 3 words that would transform my life forever. And those 3 words were, you're not broken. And for 10 years prior to this, I had spent my entire life trying to figure out what was wrong with me and why I couldn't manifest the life that I knew was meant for me. Like I knew in my heart that I had this potential, that I was meant for so much more than the life that I was living. Yet for some reason, no matter how much I did, I stayed stuck. And so when he said that, those words, "You're not broken," this was the first shift that really changed things for me, because it was so liberating and it gave me permission to do something different, to stop focusing on what was wrong with me and instead focus on what is it that I get to create? Why am I here? Because it's not to sit here and fix myself every single day. And it's not to continue to find solutions to problems that I don't want to deal with anymore. So I really got to look at what I wanted to create instead. And that brings me to shift number 2, which is your focus creates your reality. And it's what we focus on that we attract more of. So when I'm over here in reality A, and I'm focusing every single day on what's broken and what I need to shift and what do I need to fix about myself and how am I going to pay these bills and all of these things, what I'm doing is I'm living from a survival structure. I'm in survival every single day. And I'm focused as someone who's in survival, and I'm acting as a person who's in survival. And therefore, since my focus is on survival, I create more situations that prove to me that I'm not okay and that I'm in survival mode. So now, with this new information that, hey, guess what? You're not broken. And this life over here has nothing to do with what's wrong with you or who you are. But really, this is just a result of the person that you've been showing up as in the world. This is a result of your current thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions that are keeping you stuck and creating this reality. Because the outside world is not anything separate from you. The outside world is actually the densest part of you. It's a reflection of your mind. It's a mirror for you, showing you where you're out of alignment and what gets to shift in order for you to have what you want. So it's actually there for you to teach you. And if you understand this, then you can use that to move through your blocks and move forward in life. Because you can start focusing on what it is that you get to create in this world. And so shift number 3 is we don't actually manifest what we want in life. We manifest who we are. So if you are hyper-focused on what it is that you want, what you're doing is you're putting your goals and desires outside of you. And nothing is separate. We're all one. So when we shift our focus instead to not what we're focusing on, but who we're focusing as and who we get to be in order to create that goal, everything changes. And this is the fastest path to manifesting those really big goals in your life. And so fast forward to today, I'm now debt-free, and I got rid of that whole $100,000 of debt within 2 years after I decided. I have a beautiful daughter. We live in a beautiful home with incredible views of the mountains and the lake. And most recently, one of my really big next level goals that I thought was 10 years out from now, I really wanted to have like a hotel or some sort of sustainable organic farm. And within a couple weeks, that opportunity came in. I manifested the money, and now I own 10 acres in Mexico that we're developing as a sustainable organic farm community with some really incredible friends. So that's how fast things can shift when you start operating from what is it that I want to create and let go of needing to change whatever it is over here that you don't want, because what you resist persists. So if you can lovingly look at this and take the lessons from it and then let go of needing to fix it and instead change your focus to what it is that you want to create, you can collapse timelines and manifest so many miracles in your life. And there's absolutely no limit to what you can create. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening and being here. If you'd like to stay connected, my Instagram is @SoulLitLife, or you can follow me on TikTok @SoulLitLife. In the link in my bio, there's a link to a free guided hypnosis to activate this next level version of you, to help you lock in the beliefs and rewire your subconscious to align with the life that you're creating instead of the one that you're wanting to shift. So thanks again, and bye for now.